Suit up and here for Game of Thrones. Hello, Lady Marjorie.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
How nice of you.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own.
Do
what
you?
you've suffered is beyond imagining.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together.
That was a rough grab there.
You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cercei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort.
They're
for what
so
I don't
pale.
know, but she's waiting
All
for
three
us
of them.
now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cercei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask.
Women
my
in
lady.
drama, man.
I knew I could trust you.
Come on, girls.
Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear. See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us.
Why don't girls wear clothes like this anymore? I'd like that. That's cute. Like Snoopy. You checking out my boobs, boy?
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another. Good luck.
Where's Cercei? I demand her head on my plate.
You can do this.
Girl, I know I could do this. I got this. Tyrion Lannister. We meet at last. Look at you.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace?
Cercei.
With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
You incest-having bitch.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Of
Perhaps you should
course.
ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is. The girl can speak for her house.
House Forrester's loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I see. And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
Yes, Your Grace. They are traitors.
The Starks were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily.
Clearly her loyalty wavers quite a lot.
If she has any loyalty at all,
God damn it, Tyrion.
is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
Like jab a fucking knife in the back of your
What would you have
throat.
the girl do, Cercei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It sounds just like Peter Dinklage too. I wonder if
Raises an interesting question.
he actually did the
Elizabeth.
voice.
Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the wall? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl? If only one could flit through life without ever holding an opinion of their own.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would.
girl answer the question. Go on.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
Oh, he's
My
always got
sense
the
is
jokes.
This girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging.
Bitch, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it?
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then, he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cercei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can.
You also don't sleep with
She
your brother.
threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
You can help my family.
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cercei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cercei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Crazy.
Mira, I was worried.
Worry about what?
How was it?
I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing.
Looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It went well.
Really? That's a relief. Cercei is known for being rather difficult. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
You
What?
slut.
It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour.
You'll get us in trouble.
We're just having some fun. Perhaps Lady Marjorie
Girls
can make the right
just wanna
introductions.
have fun.
Who knows? We might
Oh,
meet our
girls
future
just
husbands.
wanna have
Although
fun.
marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like.
You're a slut, so you ain't gonna get no king.
Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen?
No.
He
Joffrey,
does
that
have a
little
certain
shit.
look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms.
A slut
I might
and a
even
gold
allow you to be
digger.
my
Well, I guess
handmaiden.
they're usually the same, aren't they? Well, not the same, but
Let's see.
go hand in hand.
Who else should we marry off?
She just wants
Brienne
power.
of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match.
Really?
Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Bitch, I knew
Well.
it.
Sarah?
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Let's skip to the wedding. That's a good one.
Do you agree?
What was the question?
It doesn't matter what you feel. It only matters what you say.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton
Tell
might
you
do
what,
to your family.
It was hard as hell.
I do appreciate
Clicking
your
that left
willingness
mouse
to
button?
appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
God damn.
Thank you, my lady.
Almost cramped my
But
damn
there's
finger.
been something on my mind. Something important. I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
But she's a gold digging slut.
I prefer to speak with you alone.
Sorry, bitch. If you weren't so power hungry, you could have stayed. Don't worry, she'll just tell you later. Because girls are like that. They'll tell you
Go
while you're
on.
pissing.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene? Is the situation that dire? Joffrey will not look favorably on such a request.
I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
I don't know, Mira. If Cercei were to find out...
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
That's how you do it. Boom. Shh. I like the way she do it. Thank you. Manipulating bitches is how we do. Just like the end of this episode. Make sure you like and comment if you enjoyed it. It's right down below. Thank you very much for watching. Benore out.